Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead. So this business is definitely something that you have to approach with a very level head. I know yesterday I came in, was expecting a breakout type move. I had 6-7 longs on. All of a sudden we were opening around 242. Things look great. Within a half an hour, okay, the Dow was down like 70 points. Most high beta tech stocks went from up to red to down. Got stopped out of most of my longs. And then I actually shorted the bounce in the spiders and came in today flat and also short some spiders. Okay. At the end of the day though, yesterday I was looking at the chart. I'm like, you know what? Looking at the chart, nothing really has changed. I know the small caps are a little bit weaker, or the financials were weaker, or the XLE was somewhat broken. I'm like, but the spiders and the S&P is still hanging out here, and high beta tech is still looking good. So in today's morning call, I said, guys, forget about what happened yesterday. That's what the computers do. They search for stops. They sweep out uncommitted longs. And today's a new day. Futures are up 2. So get rid of what you thought about yesterday. Figure out a way to make money today. Get back into some positions if you're upset you got out in a responsible, calculated fashion. So today, most sectors are at all-time highs. Some laggard sectors bounced. And the question is, how could you have handled it? So again, came in today. I'll walk you through my day a little bit because a lot of you guys did it on the VTF. I missed a few things, but you don't have to catch everything every single day. You just have to make some P&L in a way where your risk is defined. So if you look here at the chart of the spiders, wow, look at this. This morning I came in and I showed this. I said, hey, with all said and done, we're still above the 8-day moving average on the spiders, still above the 21-day. We retested a prior breakout, and all they did is sweep some stocks or sweep some stops. What does that mean? That means that they probably got some uncommitted longs out they need to buy back, and they probably trapped some shorts. So if the spiders could get above and stay above 242 or 242.08, you know what? Get long, or at least cover your shorts, okay, and ride it for a move. So P.S. This is the S&P cash. Okay, let's go to the spiders because that's what I was trading. And that's why the VTF is such a great product, because you could see what I'm doing live. Okay, here was that bull flag type pattern above a prior resistance that turns into support with the 8-day. And there you have it. Okay, you put yesterday behind you. It doesn't matter if you owned it yesterday and got stopped out when it went below this prior pivot or this prior pivot. You know what happened? It reclaimed it. The sellers didn't have enough power to keep it below. What did it do? It held the 8-day. So with this being said, it came up here, tested out a few different times, and to be honest, I wasn't long it. I left at 11 o'clock. I saw it back above 242. I was heading to the gym, and I said, you know what? The market's hanging out here. Banks aren't going down. The small caps are stronger today. You know what? Let me put a buy in at 242, put a stop in at the low of the day, so my risk was 241.64. VTF saw me get long it, and PS, you got $1 new trade in the spiders, and I'm still long some for maybe another day, into the jobs report tomorrow. That's how you use quick feed and switch gears. If you look here on the 5-minute chart, you'll see how, again, you could have adjusted, okay? This was your gap up. So if you were short overnight, and I was short overnight, I was covering pre-market. I tweeted to Redler All Access. I said, hey, I don't want to really be short here. You know what? So I'm going to cover some to be safe, and if it gets above 242, I'm out. So in this first move, I was out. Now I'm flat. The spiders a little upset that I shorted some, into this rally back. You know what? If the spiders were going to be for sale, it shouldn't have got above here. So I actually should not have been in it overnight, but I figured who knows what happens. Maybe it's a trap. It wasn't. Gapped up, got out. And then right here, I saw it hovering, got long, and then, sold some into this little ramp up, and I'm still long some overnight. That is how you switch gears. So that is the spiders. As far as the Russell, hard to tell that the indice that was going to be so weak was going to have such a sharp bounce, but it did. You could have used that as a gauge that it wouldn't be holding back, the overall S&P. So if you look at the IWM here, all of a sudden, look at that, cleared this descending channel here. Okay, so all in all, after all this choppiness, craziness, the IWM now cleared the descending channel. So if you were short, at least you're covered, and if you were looking for a long, this is your first real candle to get back involved. They tried doing it here, and then it failed. So here's another attempt. Maybe this one's a little bit better. Okay, yesterday, the bio, some of you were like, Red Dog, look at the Red Dog reversal in the IBB. So if you happen to have not been in the IBB, okay, you saw a move from failing here to 3 days down into the 200-day. You could have said, hey, here's a red dog reversal around the 200-day. Went below 283.70, put a low in at 282.60. You could have bought it here with $1 risk after coming in 10, made some money yesterday, took a third, and then all of a sudden, boom, nice day of follow through. And now it's coming up into this descending trend line, so we'll see how it reacts around right here. So those of you who want to see what a red dog reversal is, there you go. From as high as 300, trending lower. All you knew yesterday was this was the pivot, 283. It broke this spot, right? And you know what? If the sellers had any power for it to go lower, it probably would have rejected price right here. What happened? Pop back in. So this no longer means much that it broke it the prior day, except for it set up a reversal pattern. And now we'll see if we hang out in here to get better action. As far as the Qs, wasn't the place to be today. Took the day off, but all in all, still above what? The 8-day moving average. Best in breed. So as far as some of the high beta tech stocks, okay, if you got out yesterday, you had a few different ways to get back involved. Wasn't easy. So let's go first. I actually bought Amazon. Why did I buy Amazon? Because, you know what? No one's talking about it getting over 1,000 anymore, so maybe this time it gets above 1,000 and goes. All in all, I was in it these 2 days, got stopped out yesterday. Today I bought it while it was down like $1.50, saying, hey, I'll give it to the prior low, and now I'm in some, and if it happens to get above this 1,000, maybe I'll add it for it to go, because again, it's not the main focus for the press right now, so that's when typically something better happens. I got stopped out of Facebook yesterday. I did not get back into Facebook, but all in all, Facebook broke above here, holding the 8-day, looks just fine. We'll see with a little bit more time if that can continue to the upside. I did get back into BABA. Why did I get back into BABA? You know what? It closed strong. Okay, didn't even get back below this prior low here. So I figured, you know what? Maybe it breaks above this spot here. Still looks great. Didn't even get to the 21-day. That's something to get back into it. Few choppy days here. First day where it actually closed above a prior high on the highs. Maybe it's worth a look, so that's why I got back in there. As far as the banks, not a barn-burning trade today, but at least it was defined. It's been down a few days in a row. Guys on my floor, Rocco, I'll give you some credit. You were looking at Goldman getting stronger, J.P. Morgan stronger. So, I played J.P. Morgan and Bank of America. Why did I play them? Because, hey, you know what? It failed here, okay, but down 4 days, why not try a little bit versus a low? At least it's defined, maybe for a bounce. It could be a little bit more than that, it could be or not. But figured the strong ADP maybe puts June on the table and a little bit more. It could at least retest this spot here. It's worth a tiny bit of a move. I didn't take J.P. Morgan overnight. I took Bank of America because, I don't know, I'm a little bit more comfortable there, even though this chart pattern looks not so hotsy-totsy. But I figured, if tomorrow is an inline report, maybe, you get a little bit more of a bounce. I figured I'd have a little bit of bank exposure that I could handle. I don't have too much size here. As far as some other things going on, Apple. Guys like Red Dog, you going to be long Apple overnight? I'm like, no. I know it's hanging around there, but it still has its event Monday. We still don't know if the iPhone 8 is being pushed out or not, so why be in something for a headline risk when tomorrow's Friday and it's going to be a long weekend and I don't want any kind of disaster with a binary event. At some point, maybe Monday, we get a better trade if it gets above this and stays above it with more clarity or not. Just, it's been a nice trading stretch, so why be in something that's still trying to figure out what's next here with this wedge type formation into an event on Monday. We'll find out more then. As far as some of the one-offs, I did buy BlackBerry today. I don't know why. I was telling a quick little story yesterday. Went to Fox Business, did my episode, and the producer was like, hey, Scott, I bought my first stock. I'm like, what'd you buy? She's like, BlackBerry. I'm like, you just bought BlackBerry? I saw it for the first time in a year. It had a huge move. Why are you buying it now? She's like, the software, the BBM, the this, the that. And then I saw the news of Citron, saying that it's misevaluated, it could be this or that. So I saw a big volume. I went in and you look at the chart. At this point, I'm in some. Overall, it did have a huge move. Okay, broke this. Oops, sorry. It broke this descending type channel here. Okay, way back when I wasn't in for that. Wasn't even for when for when it took this out. But basically, let's go here. It just had a 3-day pullback, so when it was around $11 on the volume, when I saw Citron, which really never gets long anything, start talking, long this, I figured it's worth a try. So bought some, filled the gap. Now we'll see what's next. What's really exciting about this, I guess, if you want to put it on the weekly, is that it just woke up. Granted, it's a little overbought, but P.S. you go back a few years, okay, and BlackBerry is is nowhere. Okay, this little peak here is somewhere around $16, $18. So back here, obviously a hell of a lot higher. Not saying it's going to get to $18, but if all of a sudden it is reborn and not considered a phone company anymore, kind of the way Citron said NVIDIA, wasn't just a chip company, it was more AI, etc. Maybe it could even just get to 14. So I'm going to stick with it a little bit. Guys are wondering why I'm in this other little chip stock. I know it from a little further back, this HIMX. Woke up on some volume. Last time I woke up, it was down here, had a big move, pulled back, woke up again. Maybe this virtual reality chip type stock company supposedly could be in the iPhone 8, so maybe it gets going. Ultimately, it's a broken name, not doing a whole heck of a lot, but if you go back to what it did way back in the day, this thing was a heck of a lot higher. But again, this is just a trade. It's not a thesis. It's just, something with some volume. So I tried it. Last time we tried this thing was up here and it failed. Maybe this wide range bar leads to something else. As far as what else, Netflix, not a whole heck of a lot going on. Still, actually, you know what? There is a whole heck of a lot going on. It's still holding the 8-day moving average. A little choppy, but still hanging in there for those of you who are still long. Maybe you could be long versus this spot, and then at some point it takes this out to the upside. Tesla, we caught a cute short, finally off the bat. Not what I like to do in this name, though. I like to be long this name. But last time we got long this name was last week. Last week coming in when it broke above here, and then we had a strategy to buy above here. So up there, no real setup. Doesn't mean it's going to fall apart. Can it go higher? Yes. But if you're buying it up here for the first time, extended from the 8-day to 21-day, it's always a little tougher. Now we'll see how does it handle this spot here, which is around 335. Supposedly, Elon said he's going to leave Trump's team if Trump leaves the Paris Accord. So we'll see how or what effect this might have on the name, if not any at all. But for now, I would say upper levels 335. If it breaks below that, this 327-ish would be a spot where I would be looking to buy a dip, especially if you bought it here and sold into some strength. I think I sold it on this day, and today there was a little bit of back and forth. So with all that said, listen, lately, you have a gap and go, or you have a gap and crap. You have all these type of terminologies. I've now witnessed the stop sweep, meaning like yesterday, sweeping out all the uncommitted longs, getting people out, getting some people short, and then go. So for those of you that adjusted today, congratulations. I tried to help you guys adjust. I had to adjust. I went from holding 48 positions for the past week and a half to nothing overnight with a short in the spiders. I could have been stubborn and shorted more and shorted more and shorted more, and then went out for happy hour tonight and hated the world to go to my son's lacrosse game and not coach too well. Instead, I said, hey, I've seen this before. If we get above 242, I'm out of my spiders short. Maybe if we hold there and things look compelling, maybe I'll buy it for a breakout and then try and get back involved with some names responsibly after price discovery. Now, tomorrow's Jobs Friday. We'll see, hopefully get an inline report to kind of go with the ADP and then, end the week off and have a nice weekend, and then we move on from there. And with all that said, hope everything's going well, and it's a pleasure having Jennifer J on the Morning Call Express. She's going to add some flavor, a little spice, and you'll get to know her, and every week will be a little bit more fun as we progress. So anyway, have a good night. I will see you Monday. Tomorrow I'm in Short Hills. Good luck, and you'll see me in the Twitter sphere. Bye-bye.